How are ya? I am so happy about all the viewers from my last video. Thank you so much for finding my video, and I hope you continued to watch my videos. I had, 2,000 views. So obviously people are very interested in this topic, and I will continue the topic. However, today I just want to make a short video because I found this a very interesting interview. And you know that I talk about the pyramid of power many, many times. And you also know that if you know my videos, that most people, when they talk about, yes, a pyramid of power, they end with the money. You always hear, well, follow the money. However, they never go beyond really money. Some of them talk about these think tanks. I have talked about the think tanks as well, and that they're actually above the money. Those think tanks that are then coming up with the ideas that the governments are now then implementing. But above that, he was talking about that there are 13 families that are ruling this world. Maybe 13 families that maybe own everything, and then of course on top of it, above them all, or in connection, there is the Pope, and there's of course the Black Pope and the White Pope, the Black Pope being the general of the Jesuits, and they're talking about specifically how the Jesuits are the ones that really control everything. And maybe they're the soldiers, the foot soldiers, or the spies that are making sure that everything runs smoothly. Now, I am right now, let me see, 51 minutes and an hour and 48 minutes is the video long. So I haven't heard everything yet. Way on top of that pyramid that they're showing is the all-seeing eye. And so far, they have not talked about the all-seeing eye. They have not talked about Lucifer, who is way on top, okay? But these people have really done some great research. Two people, Jamie and Bruce. Bruce is, I think, died already. And this interview was done in 2016, so a long time ago. I highly recommend you watching this video because they have really connected a lot of the information, or researched a lot of information about the Jesuits and how they run our government, what their goal is. Okay, what their goal is. Of course, the Pope, they want the same system back that they used to have, where the Pope is in charge of the government, and of course the people. And yeah, and of course, who is on top? It's Satan. It's basically, people, it's basically the beast system. Of course, the beast system of Europe, and they make that pretty clear too, that these families are from Europe. So this is the beast out of the sea, okay, out of the sea. Just like papacy, right, is of the sea, and they talk about this maritime a little bit too, that I have done some research about. I think they brought it together pretty good with this maritime. It's very complicated to understand that how they use this maritime law to really control all of humankind. But you should be listening if you want to learn about who the beast is, Okay, the beast out of the sea. And of course, they brought in the beast out of the earth, which is the United States. And so, yeah, then, of course, these families also, or whoever on this pyramid of power controls at this point the beast out of the earth, which is the United States. I have talked about that in length, about why the United States became the beast out of the earth, why it can only be the United States. And it's very obvious. Babylon the Great is, of course, on top. It's the Vatican that has always controlled the beast out of the sea, which is Europe, and now also the United States. I don't know if it's Jamie or Bruce, one of them explained that very clearly, how these Catholic people, or even people that are only trained by Catholics, like Trump. He didn't mention Trump because this video was done in 2016, but he mentioned Biden, Pelosi. He didn't mention them, but he mentioned quite a lot of other Catholics that are in key positions of the United States, and this has been going on for years now, many, many years, and how slowly, of course, again, the Vatican was taken over. I have mentioned, of course, this book by Chiniquy and the plan that was already underway during Abraham Lincoln's. I think he mentions also whoever killed Abraham Lincoln, also arranged by Jesuits. And yeah, I think after that it just kind of went downhill for the United States. Right now, all we have is a facade. And, it looks like it's a democracy. It looks like we still have, this whatever it is. But in reality, it's in the hands of the Vatican. And, of course, he is saying these 13 families that can trace themselves, some of them trace themselves back to Egypt. And of course, I think these 13 families, of course, are very related, of course, to Satan. And that's why they were chosen, because they were worshiping these gods, these false gods, these fallen angels, now for centuries. And again, can we not trace Babylon the Great back all the way, not just to Egypt, but Babylon, Persia, yeah. And Egypt can trace itself. Egypt doesn't have its own gods. Those gods, again, come from Persia and then, from Babylon. So they're all the same gods. But I thought it was interesting that I found this video. I found it on BitChute, but they said, the one that they had a video on YouTube. So I was actually searching it, and I found the video on YouTube. They said they took it off, but they didn't. It's still on YouTube, so that's why I'm going to I'm going to share it right now to my Facebook group, even though I don't do too much on my Facebook group. It's like Facebook is kind of nonsense. I don't even know why I'm still there, but as long as they're not kicking me totally off, I will post stuff there. But yeah, other than that, I don't do nothing on video. But I also will post, I will put a link in the description box so you can watch this video. You need to understand these historical things, and they're historical. These people did historical research. Again, I don't follow these people. They have information that we need. And I don't just take their information. I take many people's information, I put it together. And I just have done a lot of my own research, but it seems like they're putting it together so nicely, and that's why I want to share it. Okay? People stay alert. People stay alert. This is some very critical times, very critical. You have to wake up. You have to really, really wake up, because these are some very critical times. Who is, again, meddling with the affairs, of course, of Israel? If you really trace it and research it, I bet you will find, of course, the Jesuits. Why? Because Israel is the Rothschilds' state, country. And you need to understand that too. The Rothschilds have sold their soul to the Pope a long time ago when they first started. That's why they came to power. Okay? One of these Jewish families that sold their souls to the Vatican in order to have power. And they got power. They got money power. I even believe, and I have said that before, that they are the keepers of the Vatican treasury. Okay, so you can search that too. And he was talking a little bit about the money system and the central bank or something like that, of course, which is located, they said, in Switzerland. Rothschilds, Switzerland, that never, had any war. There's a purpose for that. Where also the Vatican Guard is the Swiss Guard, if you are familiar with that. So lots of stuff you can learn from these two guys that did lots of research. But, hey, don't want to talk about it further. But again, they don't tie everything together, okay, with the beast out of the sea, with the beast out of the earth, and that it's already has been in existence for almost, for 1500. No, it's more than 1500. It's at least 1700 or 1700 years. It's amazing, people, what we have had under our eyes, our noses for that long, and people are still very, very confused and are still waiting for this Antichrist to come. Those are the blind people. Those people that are still waiting for Antichrist and continue to be deceived by exactly this hierarchy of power. They are deceived. What is on the bottom? The churches. Okay? All the churches. Because all those churches are infiltrated through the seminaries. And I've mentioned some of them, like Moody even. It's a shame, people. It's such a shame. Dallas Theological Seminary. It's such a terrible shame what Christians have allowed. Okay? Well, Christians. So-called Christians. See, this counter-reformation that the Pope started 1500, right after the Reformation, it's in full implementation. They defeated the Reformation. They defeated Protestantism. They infiltrated again into the church and destroyed it from within, And if we're not becoming aware of that, we're not going to be true followers of Christ. We will be constantly deceived. We have to search for the truth. And no, don't leave your eyes closed. It matters. It matters what you believe. You need to open your eyes. We've been deceived for too long. And we need to understand only Jesus is the one that we need to follow. I'm coming to an end. My next video again, I will be talking about Galatians. And I will again talk about Christian Zionism and the fact that you cannot find it anywhere in the Bible. It doesn't exist in the Bible. All right, let the Holy Spirit guide you and watch this interview and get information about what's going on today with this, can I use the word, global system? Anyways, call it what you want it.